Hi, Ed.
Hi, Mary.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. You know, one of the mysteries to us mere mortals here at Migas Lodge is how you guys keep track of the wood piles. The famous stacks of perfectly cut and perfectly groomed and perfectly stacked firewood. And I've been told through the years that there's sort of a ballet going on here where it comes in, it gets moved, then it gets moved again, and then it gets moved again until it comes to its final place of use a couple of years down the road. So can you give us just a little bit of the insight on that?
Of course, of course. This wood usually starts its life in surrounding areas. It is cut, it is measured into 16-inch lengths, and then it is split. It arrives here green, so that means the sap is still in the wood. So we need to season it for anywhere between 6 months and 2 years, depending on the size of the wood.
Oh.
So to do that, we'll stack it like this. In this fashion, this was stacked this spring, I believe, mid-May. And so it'll sit here probably until next spring, maybe a little bit further. And we'll take the stack and put it in the back of our John Deere Gator and move it down to a cabin that needs it, a wood stack that needs replenishing. And then magically the next morning, a truckload of 3 cords of wood will have dropped, and we'll restack it here again, and we'll kind of start the process over. So from here, after it goes to the cabin, back up in smoke into the atmosphere, and we kind of start all over again. It is reborn. So
there you go. We
kind of get a kick out of it because we know exactly where each log pile is and how kind of ballpark how long it's been there, and then it will get moved, and we'll move from there.
Now you know because you know, or can you tell? Because it certainly changes color.
You can tell
time.
If there are mushrooms growing on the wood, it's been there for too long.
Oh.
However, we know because of just, mentally we remember, the kind of time of season that we stacked a certain pile and where we were and what we were doing that day. It's an odd memory recall, to be honest with you. And yes, because you'll notice that this has kind of got a lighter color. And although this is dirt down here, this is what it will look like as it's seasoned, once the sap in the wood has dried up and it is ready to be burned. So the misconception that I've found is we always hear, do you have a dry wood pile? And once the wood is seasoned, it's dry through. It's just wet on the outside, so it'll burn regardless. However, if this got wet, it definitely wouldn't burn.
Because it
hasn't sat outside long enough to dry out.
Hasn't been here long enough.
Right.
Well, thank you. That's a very thorough explanation, and I'm going to watch you do your next step. Thanks, Ed.